Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I'd like to tell Americans the facts about climate change. Because climate change is really, really serious. But Americans will not listen to anything unless it's absorbed by sex. Americans will not buy anything unless it's like clothed in sex, unless they see tits or see cock, whatever. Or if it doesn't make an American really hard, or it doesn't make an American really wet, they will not buy it in our whole capitalist marketing environment. And they will not listen to it. That's how Americans are. Americans are animals, basically. It has to be cloaked and clothed in sex, or Americans will completely ignore it. So I do want to tell you the facts of climate change still, mixed in with a little erotic stories and sex. So let me tell you some facts about climate change. Okay. Humans are pouring carbon dioxide into the atmosphere much faster than plants and oceans can absorb it. These gases persist in the atmosphere for years, meaning that even if such emissions were eliminated today, it would not immediately stop global warming. A follow-up report by the IPCC released in April 2007 warned that global warming could lead to large-scale food and water shortages. Seriously, and have catastrophic effects on wildlife. Sea level could rise between 7 to 23 inches by the century's end, 21st century. The IPCC's February 2000 report projects rises of just 4 inches could flood many of South Seas, Pacific South Seas, oceans and islands, and swamp large parts of Southeast Asia. Awful. Her pussy was moist and fragrant. I burrowed her warm, soft peach and explored the convolutions of her vagina with my tongue, imbibing her musky liquor and eventually fixing my lips on her clit. I was rewarded with her moans and delicate fingers, stroking my ears and caressing my neck. The feeling of being embraced by her legs, which were smooth and shapely and warm. My hands worked under her to knead her incredible ass, wanting the feel of those exquisite cheeks to be imprinted forever in my palms. That's hot. That's global warming right there. Some 100 million people within 3 feet of mean sea level, and much of the world's population is concentrated in vulnerable coastal cities. In the U.S., Louisiana and Florida are especially at risk of climate change. Glaciers around the world could melt, causing sea levels to rise while creating water shortages in regions dependent on runoff for fresh water. Strong hurricanes and droughts, heat waves, wildfires, other natural disasters may become commonplace in many parts of the world because of global warming. The growth of deserts may also cause food shortages in many, many places. Huge starvation, famine all around the world in the next few decades. More than 1 million species face extinction from disappearing habitat, changing ecosystems, and acidifying oceans. Soon we are rearranged. Wait, fuck, that was good, she said. Just where do you learn to do that? She asked rhetorically. I answered her anyway. From you, songbird, I said, smiling beatifically. It was true. She had been a patient instructor, giving me endless opportunities through our teens to learn her body as an instrument. Soon we rearranged ourselves on the couch, sitting side by side. Holding on one another as we slowly became aware that the TV was still on, someone was cooking. Whatever, okay. I can taste my pussy on your lips, she said, sucking on my lower lip and licking my cheek. Does it turn you on that I'm licking my own pussy off your face? She asked, straddling me. This is hot. This is hot. Okay. I undid my belt and opened my pants. The erection I developed while eating her out was wetting my underwear with pre-cum. You know it does, I breathed, pushing my pants down and then lifting them up on her thighs. Contact of her wet pussy against my sloppy penis was heavenly. The upper atmosphere, you know, okay. She pressed the lips against my shaft and ground her clit against the head, wrapping my shaft in her slippery labia. Juice drooled down onto my balls, and she made everything slick with her lubricant. Oh my God. Oh, wrong. The ocean's circular system, known as the ocean conveyor belt, could be permanently altered, causing a mini ice age in Western Europe and other rapid changes. At some point in the future, warming could become uncontrollable by creating so-called positive feedback effect. Rising temperatures could release additional greenhouse gases by unlocking methane in permafrost and undersea deposits, freeing carbon trapped in sea ice and causing increasing evaporation of water. In late November 2009, hackers unearthed hundreds of emails in the UK's University of East Anglia that exposed private conversations among top-level British and US climate scientists discussing whether certain data should be released into the public. Let's release it. I feel like releasing myself right now. She reached down and pressed the head of my slimy penis against her rosebud anus, rolling it around the opening with a groan. Oh, yeah. She lowered her weight onto my shaft, and it pierced deep into her bowels. Rising her knees and placing her feet on the other side of my thighs, she sat down further until I could feel her soft butt cheeks pressing against my pelvis. Her tight sphincter gripping my cock as deep as it could go. She savored the penetration. For a moment before slowly bouncing on my cock, her hands moved to my shoulders and she rode me, rising up until the head of my penis was barely inside the orifice and then plunging down to the oceans. The oceans! Climate change is increasing the rise of extreme weather events, more intense hurricanes, cyclones, typhoons, heavier rain, snowfall, more frequent intense heat waves, and longer droughts. These lead to more disaster and have dramatic impacts on food security. In the past 100 years, the global average temperature has risen by 1 degree Celsius. The rate of temperature increase accelerated right over the... There have been... Okay, let's... it is very likely that emission... okay, here's a segue right there. Emission of greenhouse gases is the main cause of this temperature rise. Greenhouse gases are increasing due to the burning of fossil fuels, including coal, gas, oil, change in land use and deforestation. Changing rainfall patterns and the melting of glaciers will jeopardize water supplies to hundreds of millions of people. It is projected that sea level will rise anywhere between 20 to 90 centimeters globally by the end of this century. In summer 2009, the minimum level ice cover in the Arctic was 24% below the 1979-2000 average. Scientists expect the melting to continue in coming decades. This is so awful. This sounds so good though. Come on, baby. Come in my ass, baby. Come in my ass. Her hand blurred. What the fuck? Okay. As she came closer to her second orgasm, her pounding became slightly erratic as the cliff neared. Yes, Jazz, fill my ass with your cum. Come inside me, baby. Okay. That's enough. Hope you're really turned on. Turned on by climate change. Turned on by wanting to stop consuming so much, because your consumption, your buying so much, is causing global warming, causing climate change, and is destroying and fucking up Mother Earth. So I hope you're turned on by wanting to stop global warming. I hope you have an erection. Hope you have an erection for wanting to stop climate change. Hope that makes you wet. Not too wet though, you know, like covering like Bangladesh and, you know, South Pacific Islands and stuff. And okay, I love you.